the biggest impact for most of us on our health, what we put in our mouth. You can run marathons every day. If you eat enough garbage, it's not going to matter. On the other hand, you can be somewhat sedentary if you eat incredibly healthy food at the right amounts in terms of portion size and calories. You still might be extraordinarily healthy. Well, a new study was done. This is published by GQ of Australia, they're not the scientists who did this. But it's a new study that just came out, and it purports to really scientifically rate how good various diets are. And it's not just about which ones can help you lose weight, because frankly, all diets can help you lose weight. Often quickly, almost irrelevant to what has an actual impact. So here's what they found, and some of these results may surprise you at least. And they looked at everything from some of Gwyneth Paltrow's gimmicks to keto and others. But they looked at the scientific studies analyzing eating strategies of real-world eaters. It wasn't all just done in a laboratory situation. So here's what they found, and the results actually did surprise me. According to the science of looking at all of these studies, intermittent fasting is the most maintainable diet. 54% of people were still fasting twice a week after a whole year, losing an average of 5 kilograms, which I guess is about 12 pounds for those of us in the U.S. who can't seem to figure out metric anything. It also showed lower blood pressure. Intermittent fasting refers to going extended hours with food and then limiting your eating window to a certain time frame. For most people, this looks like the 16-8 method, where people fast every day for 14 to 16 hours and then eat for just 8 to 10 hours. So that could be something like you don't eat breakfast till 9 a.m. and then you might eat an early dinner at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. But you have a long window there where you're not eating. It's not meant to imply you're going for weeks without food or days without food. It's time within that. I tried this about a year and a half ago, and I have to tell you, it just didn't work for me. I tried to start my breakfast later. I'm naturally an early dinner eater, so it wasn't hard to not eat past, say, 6:30 p.m. But try as I might, if I had dinner at 6:30 p.m., by 6:30 a.m., my stomach was just screaming, saying, "Feed me, feed me." I was in pain. I couldn't read. I couldn't do anything productive. I couldn't exercise. So for me, it didn't work. I want to know, have you tried intermittent fasting? According to this research, it is effective. It didn't surprise me that it was effective. What surprised me is, according to this research, 54% of people were still doing it a year later. That frankly shocks me, because this, to me, strikes me as something people would give up quickly. It's also very difficult to keep up with all the contradictory health information you get, because you hear information about how healthy intermittent fasting is for losing weight, maintaining proper weight, and yet so many other people saying you've got to have breakfast as soon as you get up. You've got to have breakfast as soon as you get up. Well, you're eating breakfast when you get up at 7 a.m. Are you really going to have dinner at 3:30 in the afternoon? It's hard to really see how that's going to work. Now, here's the interesting thing. For those who follow the paleo diet, you might want to reconsider. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed 250 people for a year with minimal professional support, allowing them to opt into a food plan out of choices including the Mediterranean diet, intermittent fasting, or paleo diet that included a bit of dairy and legumes and grains. So here's what happened. The paleo plan had the lowest adherence, with just a third of people sticking to it. as well as the lowest weight loss at just 2 kilograms. There was also no improvement in blood pressure or blood sugar levels. Now, a very nice gentleman posted on my Facebook page just yesterday. I was giving some healthy eating tips and habits, that he'd lost 50 pounds in only 4 months and was so happy and it was great. I didn't want to seem harsh. I like to be encouraging to people, but my first thought was, wow, if you lost 50 pounds in 4 months, it's going to be really easy to gain 60 pounds in 3 months. Whatever is quick to take off is typically even quicker to add on plus more. So here's my question. If you've been on the paleo diet, have you been on for more than a year? Now, I understand people feel very, very passionately about particular diets. And it has become a new religion for many people, where if you don't agree with all of their tenets of their diet, you are a heretic and they don't like you. And I don't want to start flame wars here and great intensities of passions about particular diets. But I am interested if you have tried the paleo diet. I'm not interested in knowing whether you lost weight. If you tried the diet and you stuck with it for more than a week, you will lose weight. You'll lose weight on any diet. The real key with any of these diets, did you keep it off a year later? Were you able to stick to the plan? So what I look for with every single new habit, every positive habit that I try to incorporate into my life is it sustainable? Is it easy? Ideally, is it fun? And is it sustainable? Preferably all three of those things. But if it's not sustainable, in my view, it is a waste of time and you shouldn't even start.